Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big Phone Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 64 of winning a national title with every team in the game. If you guys have missed any of the last couple episodes, up in the right-hand corner will be a playlist of every single episode from 1 to 64. And if you guys are unable to watch those videos, completely understand, down in the description below will be the records of every single team that we've done so far and the years or seasons that they took to win a national championship. But new episode means new team. That means we get a wheel spin. And let's see which team we are doing in this episode here. And that is going to be Charlotte. We're getting a C team. We haven't gotten one of those in a while. But yeah, we're going to get Charlotte out of this one. So let's go ahead and find Charlotte. Got a new controller, and it's wired, and I got to move everything around for this. Charlotte. There they are. American Conference. That means we should be very, very close to getting the American done. We've done the UTSA. We've done Tulane. We've done Rice, North Texas, ECU. We've got a couple teams left. But Charlotte is a 78 overall team, kind of middle of the road for the American. But it's going to be fine. We are a motivator, which is nice. Really haven't done well in the last couple of years for this team specifically. But, of course, we'll have to check our coordinators and our roster, see what we got going on. We do have recruiter as well, mostly for the offensive line and running backs. Probably the same thing with Motivator. Yep, same thing with Motivator. We also have Master Motivator too, which is increasing all XP gains for running backs and offensive line. Our offensive coordinator, we're probably going to fire and get a new one. And same thing with our defensive coordinator. So, going to have to look out for that next season in our first year. But looking at the roster-wise, we do have an 84 overall tight end. Most of the high overalls are young guys. Junior, 2 sophomores, another junior, another sophomore, but then 3 straight seniors, middle linebacker, right tackle, and free safety. But all in all, it's not a bad lineup to work with here to start the start the episode wise. Do we need a kicker and punter? We do not. We could probably use them because they're both lower overalls. But I'm going to go ahead, simulate Season 1. I'll see everyone at the end of Season 1 here with Charlotte. And here we are at the end of Season 1 here with Charlotte. We go 4-8 on the season. Not a very good start, but kind of got dealt the wrong hand at that point. We only won our first. We were 1-5 after 6 games, only beating FCS, losing to North Carolina, Indiana, some ranked teams, James Madison, Rice, and East Carolina, before beating Navy and Memphis, but before losing back-to-back to Tulane and UCF, beating FAU, and then losing to UAB to end the season. So hopefully next year that we can be better. We did fire both of our coordinators, so we do have that going for us. If we can have that go for us, we will be pretty solid, and we're going to have a lot of people wanting to transfer out. So that's not very good. Cade Klubnik wins it in year number 1. He usually wins in year number 2, but he had 50 touchdowns to 1 interception with 3,800 yards. And yeah, of course, we do not have any offers, or like any really job offers-wise. We do need offensive and defensive coordinator. Hopefully we can. Oh, this guy might be really good. Let's see if we can. Kennesaw State wants that guy for everything, I guess. And defensive coordinator, I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to get someone that has both motivator and recruiter. I think that's the key. I mean, there's a really good recruiter or motivator-wise, but barely anything with recruiting. I think we're just going to go ahead and sign him and just hope that he does sign. If not, we have a couple things for next season to do. We're going to go week by week here with Charlotte until we get both of our coordinators. And then, of course, once we get our 2 coordinators, we will be good to go from there. And then we'll just advance like normal. But so far, and we got 1. We didn't. Okay, so we got. That's not bad, but again, I need recruiting, and yeah, this guy will do. Hopefully Brian Harris signs. He is an offense, or he is a head coach, so he might go somewhere. He might just stay. Who knows? But let's see if he wants to become the offensive coordinator of Charlotte here. And that answer is he does. We'll take it. So now we can just go ahead and advance to the end of season recap like we normally would without, firing both of our coordinators and see who eventually wins the Heisman Trophy. Coach prestige goes down, or not Heisman Trophy, National Championship. Pro potential goes up. Coach stability goes down, which is not great. And that's 8, 12, 18. We have 20 players wanting to transfer out. That's a yikes. But looks like Ohio State wins it all over Oklahoma State. They both went 15, while Oklahoma State was undefeated at the time. But Fresno State, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Clemson, and Oklahoma State were the automatic qualifiers, with NC State and Penn State, Texas A&M, Arizona and Alabama, and Miami and Oregon as the at-large bids. So that's going to end Season 1. It's on to Season 2 here with Charlotte. And here we are in Season 2 with Charlotte. We go 5-7 on the season. Better than last year. We started out 0-2, losing to App State and North Carolina before winning back-to-back against Western Michigan and Rice, before losing 3 state to Navy, Memphis, and UAB, before winning back-to-back against FAU and USF, before losing to East Carolina and Georgia, only by 7 to Georgia, which wasn't really bad. And then we beat, I believe, ranked at the time Tulane, who went 8-4 on the season. So not a bad season overall. Just unfortunately not going to be making a bowl game, which that would pretty much put us over the top of getting to the 2 or even a 3-star prestige school. But Jalen Milroe wins the Heisman Trophy in year number 2, 3,500 yards, 40 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Of course, we won't be making the college football playoff at 5-7, obviously. That'd be very wild if we do. Means just every team is legit 5-7. Either way, we are down to an 80, but coach prestige goes up, conference prestige goes up, and stability all go up, which will help out in recruiting-wise. And Alabama wins it here in year number 2, 36-35 over Georgia, with Boise State, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, and Cincinnati as the automatic qualifiers, with Texas, Miami, and Oregon, Illinois, and Missouri, Texas Tech, and Georgia as the at-large bid. So congrats to Bama winning by 1 point in the national title game. But that's going to end Season 2. It's on to Season 3 here with Charlotte. And here we are in Season 3 with Charlotte. We go 8-4, a very nice season with Charlotte here in year number 3. We actually started out 4-0, beating Maryland, Ole Miss, App State, and Louisville before losing our first game in North Texas, beating Navy and FAU before losing to East Carolina, and then UTSA and Tulsa. And we were 8-2, looking at maybe even reaching the college football playoff. But then we lost to USF and Tulane to end out the year, to where we go 8-4 and not making the conference championship. That ended up going to Tulane and North Texas. So if we would have won our last 2 games, we probably would have made the conference championship and then probably made, again, the college football playoff. But all in all, I mean, it's a solid season. We're going to be getting a good bowl game as well with this one. So hopefully our prestige can go up a little bit. Of course, we have to go 1 more week here for some reason, but it is what it is. We did lose 1 right guard, but yeah, 8-4 season after having a couple mid-seasons. But Gunnar Stockton wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,600 yards, 45 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. We did not win any awards, and we're playing LSU in the Sun Bowl. We're probably going to lose this one, so we're just going to go ahead and simulate to the end-of-season recap here and see if we eventually, or maybe if we win our bowl game, or we unfortunately lose another. And, of course, we'll check out the bracket. We actually did win. We're 9-4. Pro potential goes up. Coach stability and coach prestige go up. And athletic facilities go up because now we're 2.5-star prestige. Clemson ends up winning it all here near number 3, 31-25, with Toledo, North Carolina, Georgia, Nebraska, and Kansas State as the automatic qualifiers, with Tennessee and Oregon, BYU, Clemson, Michigan, and Illinois, West Virginia as the at-large bids. So that's going to end Season 3. It is on to Season 4 with Charlotte. And here we are in Season 4 with Charlotte, where we go 9-3 on the season, and we're actually in the American Championship game, having to face Memphis, who's 8-4 and 6-2 in the conference, along with us. We actually started out pretty good, although we lost to Ole Miss by 10, but then we went on a huge run. FCS, App State, USF, Washington by 1, UAB by 7, who actually went 10-2 on the season. East Carolina, Temple, North Texas, and Army before losing the last 2 games against Memphis and FAU, so we've already lost once to Memphis before. Let's hopefully we can get our revenge here in this game, because I maybe if we win, we might make the college football playoff, but there probably is someone higher. But I've seen a lot of low 20s get in, but I think we lost. We did lose. We're 9-4. So it is what it is. Losing our last 3 games is not very fun, but honestly, as an 85 overall team, I'm surprised we even went 9-4. So I'm not going to be too worried about that per se, but decent XP gain right there. Austin Novosad, I'm going to guess that's how you say his name. 3,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. And we'll be playing Georgia Southern in the First Responder Bowl here near number 4. So hopefully we can get another bowl win to have a 10-win season here in Season 4, and hopefully we can carry that into next year along with the training boosts that we'll be getting after this season and be even higher overall. That's the goal. Right now we're on 84. We actually lost, so we're 9-5. We're actually now at 2-star prestige. Pro potential goes down, conference prestige go down, but coach stability and coach prestige both go up, so that'll be nice. And Florida State drops 52 points and beats USC 52-24. Yeah, if we would have won, we wouldn't have made it, because Boise State at 24 made it. TCU, Oregon, Oklahoma, and Florida State as the automatic qualifiers, with USC, Wisconsin, and UAB, Iowa State, Pitt, and Kansas State, Miami as the at-large bids. So that's going to end Season 4. It's on to Season 5 with Charlotte. And here we are in Season number 5 here with Charlotte, where we go 10-2 on the season, 8-0 in the conference. Having to play UAB in the championship game, and they went 8-4 and 6-2 in the conference. And we start out losing 2 games, losing to Kansas State and App State before beating Tennessee to kind of right the ship, and they ended up being number 1 in the nation. Beat USF. We already beat UAB. We beat Tulane. We had a lot of ranked wins this year, only 1 ranked loss. I guess they were technically not ranked. Some of them were. Tennessee was ranked when we played them. We beat them. Kansas State was ranked and we lost. But if we can win here, we're going to get a bye. If we lose, we're still probably going to make it. It'll just be in the first round and probably against a very tough opponent. And I think we lost. So we are 10-3. We end up being 6th in the nation. So that pretty much puts us in the college football playoff no matter what. As UAB gets their revenge during the season-wise. I'm not even trying to pronounce that last name. Jake wins the Heisman Trophy for Tennessee, 3,400 yards, 39 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. We didn't get any awards, and we were playing UCF in the college football playoff. They're the number 5 overall. I guess we can look at the bracket now. So Fresno State, UAB, Tennessee, TCU, and Ohio State were the automatic qualifiers, with Oregon State, Charlotte, UCF, Oregon, Alabama, Syracuse, and Florida were the at-large bids. So our first ever college football playoff run will have to go into UCF and try to win, and then face Tennessee in the next round. So either way, it will be a tough battle for these next 2 games. So let's get this started against UCF. They're 10-2 on the season. They're an 83 overall. We're an 86, so we have the overall advantage. We were like an 89 for most of the year, so I'm guessing, again, all the boosts are gone from the tactician boosts. But, we got to win here. Got to win. And it looks like we're going to start on defense first as well. And we get a stop on defense. Unfortunately, the offense hasn't done anything when we got 2 stops from the defense and 0 zeros. And then we turn it over. But luckily, it's only 6-3, and it'll stay that way at the half. So mostly field goals, and then the first touchdown of the game from us. It's 10-9 here in the fourth quarter. With us having the football on their side of the field, we got a 1st and goal, and we score a touchdown to go up 8. So an 8-point lead. Then we get a turnover. I didn't know it was our ball. 4th and 12, and they get a touchdown, but not the 2-point conversion. So that's big because we have a 3rd and 6, but we got to punt it away. And then we get a turnover on the first play on their drive, and that's pretty much going to do it. We get another field goal, but 20 seconds to go, and we will move on to go play Tennessee with a 23-15 win over UCF. So we do it all on the road. And now we beat Tennessee early on this year. I think they probably want their revenge from one of their only losses on this season. So got to come out swinging. And I don't think it'll be a great thing here to be to struggle with if we struggle against Tennessee. Words are hard, but yeah. I guess we can take a look around the bracket as well. Oregon State, Oregon, and Florida all won their matchups as well. And we already need to hire somebody. We need to hire a defensive coordinator. You have recruiter, but I'm not actually looking for recruiter now. I mean, recruiter and motivator. And that's that guy right there. It's Paul Bennett. Welcome to the team, hopefully. Keyword is hopefully. But that won't really matter here in just a second. Because we have a game against Tennessee, who's 11-2. Again, we beat them early on this season, but they are 87. We're at 86. So barely an overall advantage for Tennessee, and we have the same defensive overall. So hopefully we can take advantage of that and potentially move on to the semifinals for the first time. We're going to start on offense first, excuse me. And the offense doesn't do anything. The defense gets a stop and another stop. So 0s after 1 so far. And it's still that way. And then Tennessee gets a 1-play touchdown. And we get a touchdown just for half to tie the game 7-all. Tennessee turns it over. It's 10-7. And now 14-10 here in the fourth quarter where we have the football. This is a big drive. A touchdown, and we take the lead, and we do. So a 3-point lead with 5 to go. Tennessee is driving, though, and we get a turnover. And then we turn it over. That's unfortunate because we had a chance to go up even big. But we do get a stop, but then they do as well. And we get another turnover. The defense is pulling out of their mind. I have to see how many turnovers there were in this game, but they get a touchdown with 0s on the clock. But 24-21 over Tennessee. And we are moving on to the semifinals. How many turnovers were in this game? There was 4 turnovers in the game. 3 by Tennessee and 2 picked. And there was a fumble. So he fumbled. Yeah, the quarterback, their Heisman Trophy winner, threw 2 interceptions and fumbled the football in the college football playoff in the second round, and they are done. They're not going any further. So Charlotte now is going to the semifinal game to play either UAB or Oregon State, which will be a tough matchup again. Either way, because we just lost to UAB. But Oregon State would be a different matchup for us. So let's see who we're going to be playing against after we get one of our freshmen getting Offensive Player of the Week. Are we playing Oregon State in the Fiesta Bowl? They're ranked second for a reason. Do I need to hire staff still? Nope, we got them. So we're good there. Awesome. We'll gladly take that. They beat UAB 27-20, and the winner would get either Oregon or Florida in the national title game. But let's get it started against Charlotte, or against Oregon State. Against Charlotte. We are Charlotte. Against Oregon State. They're 12-2. They're at 83. So we've had close overall advantages in this. Usually, in the college football playoff, usually 89, 90 overalls kind of run this. But on this side of the bracket, it's been lower overall teams, which is kind of weird. But we'll take it. Looks like we're going to start on defense first. And the defense gets a stop. The offense puts up a touchdown. We get a turnover and a field goal to go up 10-0 after one. That's how I want the next game to be as well, unless a lot of touchdowns both ways. It's 20-14 at the half. Unfortunately, the defense did allow a couple touchdowns, but the offense has put up points today. And it'll still be 20-14 going into the fourth, and Oregon State's got a chance to tie and then actually take the lead for the first time today. However, we get a huge run and a touchdown to go up by 7 after we get the 2-point conversion. Then we get a stop on defense. All we got to do is run out some clock. Second down, and we don't get a first, but we eat up a bunch of time. Oregon State had to waste 2 timeouts. They don't get the first, and that's going to do it. Charlotte is on a run of a century here in their first ever play. Well, not first ever. Well, technically, yes, because college football playoff is just now a new thing. With Charlotte. And we're going to the national title game to play either Oregon or Florida. It's more than likely going to be Oregon at this point because I believe they're like an 89 overall. Florida, I believe, is like an 88 usually at this point in the year. At this point, like in the simulations here in Season 5. They're really high overall, so it's going to be a tough matchup either or whoever we face. We're going to get some defensive and offensive player of the weeks. Also, we got National Defensive Player of the Week. Let's go. We take that. Isaac Brown, 17 carries, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown. And we'll be playing Oregon in the national championship game. They beat Florida 35-27. They also beat TCU and Alabama to get here. We had to beat UCF, Tennessee, and Oregon State. We've only allowed 18 points per game, technically, around there, give or take. Our highest totals we've gone up is 21. So it'll be a tough matchup here against Oregon, but you never know how it's going to go. And speaking of getting it to go, that sounded weird. But let's get started against Oregon. They are a 90 overall. Like I said, they're probably around an 89 to 90 overall. So the defense is going to have to play out of their minds like they did against Tennessee to even have a shot in this game, in my opinion. The offense needs to put up points every time they touch the football, which will be almost impossible. We're going to start on offense first. And the offense gets a touchdown. The defense gets a stop. And it's 7-0 after 1. And now it's 14-0. What is going on with Oregon? Because we were up 14-0 at the half. They're bound to show up at some point. We get a turnover, and there they are. 14-7 now going in the fourth. We held them as long as we could. And now here comes Oregon. 4th and 7, we get a punt. But we also have to punt with under 4 to go. And we're only up 7. I'm getting scared. 3rd and 15, 4th and 11. They don't get it. A minute to go. They got to just start firing the ball. And they get the touchdown with 11 seconds to go, and we're going to overtime. Big 3rd down. They don't get a first. They got to kick a field goal. We have a 1st down. And that's going to do it. Charlotte. An unbelievable run in this college football playoff. The only time we didn't, the overalls in this one was very weird. Tennessee was like an 87. UCF was an 83. Oregon State was an 83. And then taking on 90 overall Oregon and shutting them down in the first half. And then shutting them almost out in overtime. Of course, they kicked a field goal. But that was big. Like, if we don't stop them, they're going to go into double overtime, more likely. But that's another team down, with Charlotte winning it all here. And, of course, looking at the stats before we head on out, Norse 3,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. A really good year. Brown had over 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns. Merchant 275 and 4 as the backup. McLeod had 2 for 25 and 1, and Swope also came in 2 carries, 4 yards, and a touchdown. Receiving-wise, Jeremy had over 1,200 yards in his freshman season with 12 touchdowns. O'Malley at 690 with 7, and McLeod also had 498, 5 through the air, and Amundsen, I butchered that last name, I apologize, 209 with 3, Brown 150 with 3, McPherson 140 and 4, and Lasky with 6 catches, 48 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Blocking-wise, Woolly Hand, what a name. 91 tackles to lead the team. Brown had 13 tackles for a loss. Frey had 9 sacks. We had 2 guys with 4 interceptions. Another amazing name. We had forced only a couple fumbles, but wait, that doesn't make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something's fishy here. Because that's 10. Anywho, we had no blocked kicks, no safeties, and 1 defensive touchdown by a great last name. Kicking-wise, we did miss a 1 from 50 and 1 from 40, but other than that, he's pretty good. Only missed 2 and made every extra point. Punting-wise, 3,700 yards, 10 inside the 20, 14 were touchbacks, not great. And we had no kick or punt return touchdowns to speak of here for Charlotte. That's going to do it. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. It lets me know that you guys are liking these videos and liking the little project that we have been doing for now. How many months? Multiple months now at this point. Because this game came out in August or so. Something like that. And we're in March of the next year, or April of the next year, and we're still playing the game, which I am very thankful for that this game has come out. So, yeah. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see everyone back again tomorrow with another episode of Winning a National Title with Every Team. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.